one thing I was thinking about on my drive back home from work was internet extremities. Like, oh, I love this. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I love this. Oh, I hate this. No one to see it. It's always one or the other. It's never in between. When literally anything could be in between. What's critical? He did a video about this like not too long ago. I don't remember the context, but he put it pretty simply that the internet just either has a love or hate relationship with anything, but it's they get confused when someone thinks that like something is okay in some areas and some are not. Like if you say, this thing was kind of mid, they'll say, "Well, you don't like it? Like you do you hate it?" And you're like, "No, I don't really hate it. It's got like some good things like this and that and so and so. So you love it? No, no, I don't love it. It's not the best thing ever either. It's not horrible, but it's not the best thing ever. But it has to be one way or the other. So the way I like to put it is, just put something on a little graph. Like for instance, the one of the things I hate the most is fucking Jack Doherty. His entire being, his existence, absolute shite. We can all agree with that. Horrible. Everyone hates Jack Doherty. Acolyte, close to hate, but see how it's not like really hate. People hate on the Acolyte mainly because the writers were trying to push what do you call it, wokeism into the fucking scripts. But it's like okay, they were trying to shoot for for diversity, and at that point it's whatever. I looked past that when I watched the Acolyte with a bit of high hopes because of how decent the marketing was. Granted, my expectations were shot down after watching the first two episodes because the story for the first two episodes was promising until it wasn't. It was supposed to be like one twin was tracking down an evil twin who framed her for something, but by the end of the first episode, the twin that was framed ended up being cleared of the charges because they found the evil twin immediately. So I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna do then? I thought it was gonna be some like familial mystery thriller type of shit. But no, they just kind of shut that down the drain and rushed it entirely. It could have been done way, way better. Had potential. It really had potential. But yeah, it was shat. It was completely shat on. Not because of the wokeism, mind you, not because of the wokeism. I couldn't even notice the wokeism half the time. Not because of that. It was shat on because of the story writing. That's why people hate on it mostly. It's not. Yes, there's going to be those extreme fans that are genuinely racist and sexist, but they're a small, small percentage of the fandom in general. Which is why Star Wars is apparently getting a bad fucking name with its own writers because they think we're all sexist and racist. That's what they think we are. And another case in point, the entire sequel trilogy, it's very close to mid. It's still on the hate spectrum, but again, not at all the way to the end. Mainly because of Episode 7. Episode 7, for the fucking sequels, that had a bit of potential. Kind of got a little sidetracked with the whole Rey Secret Jedi thing, but you know what? If it wasn't for Episode 8, that could have been fine. That would have been 100% fine. It would have been great. But there's no way, no fucking way, Rey managed to beat Kylo Ren's ass from 5 seconds of holding a lightsaber. I could have let that go because he's an angry little baby. But then in the fucking sequel, she's like had it for not even a day and somehow is a fucking master at it. That's like the hardest Mary Sue I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. That's not good story writing. The whole thing was just shat, and because it was shat, episode 9 ended up being shat because the only thing they could fucking think of was to bring back Palpatine, which put everyone off, including me. When I was first watching the episode 9 trailer, I prayed that they were going to fix the mistakes they made in the eighth one, in the episode 8. But as soon as I heard Palpatine's laugh, I was like, what the fuck are they thinking now? How can Palpatine possibly be back? But yeah, that was... I only put it above Acolyte because the sequels, they at least had time to fix their shit. The Acolyte, they were only contracted for like 1 season. Well, they were contracted for 2, and then that shit got canceled. Gee, I wonder how that happened. But yeah, and we put the Ahsoka show above mid, but not at love. I'm actually a huge fan of the Ahsoka show. A lot of people are saying it's mid as fuck, but I'm not putting it directly at mid, because that's just my personal opinion. The Ahsoka show, it's great mainly because I loved seeing Ahsoka with Hayden Christensen and Anakin Skywalker fucking duking it out, and I nearly dropped my jaw when I saw Anakin slow walking towards Ahsoka with the fucking red saber when she was in the fucking, what do you call it, the thingadingy in the damn beyond, the other world, or whatever the fuck they call it. But, definitely wasn't the best thing. Not as good as the OG Star Wars trilogy. And again, note how I put the OG trilogy close to love, but it's not quite there. Mainly because of how, it was filmed. It was, all older movies. They were all older movies. And, but I still think that the OG Star Wars is some of the best films that have been made in this entire century. It's definitely one of the most protected. It's the most protected franchise in the entire world because of these movies. These movies skyrocketed an entire franchise to an ascension many thought imaginable. They got toys, shirts, a lot of more merchandise because of this. Because of those movies. It didn't have to be the whole trilogy. Just from episode 4, people were demanding for Star Wars merchandise. And Lucas became one of the richest fucking men in the world because of it. Too bad he had to sell that shit to Disney. If anything, if it wasn't sold to Disney, it'd be a little higher up. And right at the very end, where I put absolutely love, is episode 3. I will love everything about episode 3. I don't care if anyone says that the acting could have been done better, mainly on Hayden's part. But at this point, I don't give a fuck. The story, top notch. And that's also me being kind of biased, because episode 3 was like one of the most traumatic things I've fucking seen. Watching a bunch of clone troopers be the Jedi's best friend, and then the next second they just fucking shoot him in the head. But, if I had more space on this board, I put Clone Wars right above Episode 3. Because Clone Wars made Episode 3 way better. Especially in Season 6, when it goes into detail how the clones fucking turned on them. It explains, why the clones would turn on the Jedi in an instant. But, yeah, the case in point, it doesn't have to be love or hate for anything. It doesn't have to be like any general media. Like I said, here's Jack Doherty right in the end. Everything else is Star Wars because I'm a huge fucking Star Wars nerd. See? Wearing the damn shirt. But that's just me being a nerd. If I had more space, I would put God of War right here. Right fucking here. If I had more space on this end, I'd probably put, actually, I don't know what I'd put. I can't really think of anything below Jack Doherty at this moment because I'm really fucking tired. But yeah, the internet or anyone, just because someone says, "Hey, I think Ahsoka was pretty good." It doesn't mean they love it. It doesn't mean they hate it. It doesn't have to be either or. It could be mid. It could be just above mid. It could be just below mid. I don't know why people are still thinking it's love and hate only. Enough with the extremities. You don't have to be biased one way or another for these type of things. You can be a little bit of both. It's not that fucking difficult. But yeah, I just wanted to vent about that since I was thinking about that on the drive home. Plus, I wanted an excuse to whip out the fucking whiteboard. I haven't touched this thing in a hot minute. And I've been begging my ma to let me have one to slap on my fridge and write shit down. I don't know why. I just wanted to use a fucking whiteboard. Thought they were cool because I'm slightly autistic. Anyway, that's about it. See y'all.